Oh, focus. 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 Focus, focus, focus. No? Hi guys! Hi! I tend to do this thing where I upload and then I ghost, which is so bad. But this degree is trying to kill me. I'm not joking. Like, if you see what's behind me, like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You are wondering where are my videos? It's the degree. Ask my degree where are my videos, because that's what's happening. But anyway, as some of you may know, that I recently turned 20 years old. I am so like, oh my gosh, it's wild. So I just came with a quick video today to do about on that note of turning 20. I have come to do a video for you guys, well, some of my younger audience, about advice I have for my teens. Oh gosh, so there's a lot to say, so let me just get into it, because I've done a bit of that too much. So number one is that men are trash. No, I'm joking. Not all men are trash, but it is to do with relationships and the opposite sex or the same sex. I would just say that you're so young and you've got your whole life ahead of you to be stressed out about that. Like, I always say, literally, you're too young to be stressed about that realm of life. Like, in the grand scheme of things, if this is 100%, you're on 20%. So literally, don't stress. Like, number two is that people come and go in your life. A lot in your teens, you know, you got a little bit of drama going on. I'd always advise people, like, the same people you're stressing over, will they even be in your life in 10 years time? Are they worth that stress? You need to actually be okay with the fact that people come and go in your life. No one will be there forever. Keep that in mind when navigating friendships or relationship or interactions with different people, that the same people that might be in your life at one stage may not even be in your life like towards the end of your teens. Number three is to work hard. Work hard, guys. Remember that you have to work hard for the things you want, and it's all about the law of attraction. If you want it, go get it and work for it. Number four is to enjoy life. Like, sometimes in the moment where we experience things, it's like the worst thing ever, because you don't know what is to come and you've never experienced that yet. But in retrospect, you'll find, I find that I should have enjoyed life more. When you're a teen, you look towards your 20s and you're like, that is freedom, because you're away from your parents and you can buy the things you want and do the things you want and stuff like that. And that's not freedom, guys. That ain't freedom. You do actually have a lot of freedom that you don't realize in your teens. Freedom in this adult life is actually confining and constraining, so take advantage of the freedom that you have in your teens. That links to my fifth point, which is to not rush growing up. I think a lot of your teens you'll spend trying to affect adulthood and to, you know, try and act like an adult, and like, then when you're an adult you wish you could go back. So it really is about trying not to rush to grow up and just relishing in the stage that you're in. Number six is to value your friends. You can, you know, place a lot of value in relationships in teenagehood, and I feel like that is also really projected onto us by society, by romance, by films, etc, etc. But I really mean to value your friends by kind of putting more effort, or just as much effort you would, into platonic friendships than you would in relationships. I think it's so important to nurture and value and care for your friendships, because that is how your friendships will last beyond the barriers of time and age. Number seven is to take some time to reflect once in a while, you know, to think about the kind of person that you're growing into, and to think about how you're growing how you affect other people's lives and how you relate to other people. I'm not trying to send you into an existential crisis, but it's just one of those things to just keep in the back of your mind as you grow and as you go through that stage, and as you get exposed to more and more of the world. I think by the time you reach like uni or work, it is very different. Purposes shift and change as you get older, so periodically just give yourself time to just reflect on who you are and what you're doing. Number 8 is to read more literature. In your teenage thing, read as much literature as possible. And this is kind of what links back to the freedom aspects that I was mentioning earlier, that because adulthood is confining and constraining, you've got responsibilities, etc. Do you have the time now to read all the things that you want? Speaking to people currently now, like people around me, as you get older you seldom read literature, which is like really important, and it is important in navigating people, emotions, empathy. It's so important. My probably low-key the biggest tip in this video is to read more literature. Number 9 is to hone your talents. There's nothing more agonizing than realizing that you had a talent that you didn't hone or look after and it's gone. I was into drawing, I was into drama, I was into textiles, I was into dance and an array of other things that I was interested in, and I was actually mildly talented at. Obviously, because life is throwing this and this and this at you, it can be that thing of the constraints of time to kind of nurture your talents. But there's nothing more heartbreaking than actually looking back and being like, oh, remember when I used to do this, or I used to be really good at this. Like, it is actually really sad. So a big tip I would give is to hone your talents. Number 10 is that kindness gets you far. And you might be watching this thinking like, how is that like a tip or a lesson? Listen, when you get to uni and you interact with a lot more people, you start to see that not everyone is kind and not everyone has those same values. Number 11 is to save your money. Get into good saving habits, please. Like, you know, when you're like sitting down and you're deep in like, what did I spend all that money I made on? Like, it's actually, I don't know, but get into the good habit of saving. But at the same time, tip number 12 is to spend your money, because it's kind of one of those things where like you're a teen, so you don't have those many responsibilities yet, depending on your circumstance, to be having to spend money on specific things. So you might have some expendable money. Tip number 13 is to trust your parents. Within reason, because I know sometimes it can just be like, nah, but trust your parents. I know like you're at that stage where it's like you know more about your life and what you want than your parents know, and sometimes our parents do try to give us help and guidance and we shut it out. But just remember that your parents are your parents for a lifetime. So whether you're in your teenage years or in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, your parents are your parents, so trust them. Which goes on to number 14, but also assert yourself and find yourself and find your voice. But I believe, well, every stage is like formative in life. You're always like growing, but your teens are literally where like puberty hits, and it is very in its own nature formative. So remember that you're developing into a person, and just it links back to what I was saying about think about the kind of person you want to be. Number 15 is to try new things, pick up new hobbies. Like I said again about the time issue, you have more time than you might think in this period of your life, so try out new things, expand your horizons and challenge yourself, because you have the time to do. 16 is to never forget where you came from. 17 is to not to let others dictate your life, other people's opinions about you, other people's voice projecting on you. Don't let that carve out your path and carve out who you are, and try and live by your rules. Number 18 is to live, laugh and love, which that is so cringe, but I think really and truly that is the essence of your teens, to live, laugh and love. I know it's cringe, darling, but really try to make it as much of that as possible, because you know in a time where you're growing and it feels like you're up against the world and you're growing against the current of the world and society and expectations and projection, it can be really difficult. But just try to remember that it's you and you need to enjoy it. And number 19, which is like the closest thing to my heart, is to trust God, because listen, that's all I've had to do and I've made it. I'm here, aren't I? And I wake up every day grateful that I'm here, grateful for another decade. I'm 20 years old now. It's wild to me. And I'm just so grateful to have been given life. I think is the most important tip, and the tip that I'll be taking with me throughout my 20s. So if we make it, yeah, in the decades, I will come back and tell you the 20 things that I learned in my 20s. But thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully actually pray for me. I really hope I'll be back with a new video soon. And I really want to come back and film, and like, I miss YouTube and I like being like, yes, but I'm so busy. This degree is like guys, I'm so busy and I'm so sorry that I'm not more active, but you need to understand. But anyway, sorry, I'll wrap this up and I'll see you in a second. Bye.